Hey folks, how's everybody doing? It's been a while since we did a video, but I thought I'd check in. We're up at Medina Lakes again. It's one of our favorite spots. And as most of you know, or many of you know, we spent the winter down in the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas. We were there for 12 weeks. We stayed at Country Sunshine and Tropic Winds. We stayed at both of them twice, 3 weeks at one and 3 weeks at the other, and then repeat for a total of 12 weeks. But we left 1 week early because the humidity was really driving Pearl nuts, and the winds were 15-20 miles an hour virtually almost every day, 4 or 5 days a week at least, and rain, and we just got tired of it. It was warm most of the time, but humidity and wind was just too much. And you might have saw one of our videos. We did an interview with Charles and Candy, and they headed out after we had met with them a couple times, but after our last time we saw them, they said they were going to Del Rio because the weather was just beautiful there, and they'd been there before and they really liked it. So they went up there and they got back with us and said, yeah, it's great, come on up. It's about 600 miles, but we decided to go on up for a couple of reasons. One is we wanted to get in the nicer weather. We'd never been to Big Bend, and we thought this would be a good time. We may not be down to South Texas again. And then the last reason, my stepmom and my dad wintered in Del Rio for, I don't know, 10 years or something. They converted a Greyhound MCI bus into a motorhome, did a beautiful job. In fact, after they got too old to use it, we bought it from them, and Pearl and I took that same bus all around the country. Took back to Washington, D.C. and in the Pacific Northwest. And it was just a great vehicle. And we sold it to another great couple down in Scottsdale in Arizona, and they're kind of doing the same thing. In fact, she's going to turn it into a Airbnb, I think. But anyway, we wanted to stop there and spend the night where my folks had spent so many winters, and that was Holiday Trave-L-Park. So right here, it's a beautiful place. It's kind of got run down a little bit, but Holiday Trave-L-Park. And I've heard them say that 100 times. So we finally got to see it and pulled in. It's a nice big park. People are super friendly. We hadn't even got set up for a husband and wife stopped by and talked to us. They thought we were fishermen. Amstead Lake, it's only a mile or so away from a huge lake, Amstead Lake. And they stopped by to talk to us about fishing. We weren't fishermen, so we couldn't add much to it, but they were super friendly. We told them about our folks staying there, and they asked around the park and found some people. They used to camp there back when back when my folks went there, but they didn't remember them. But anyway, from Holiday, when we left there the next morning, went up to a place called Langtree, and that's where Judge Roy Bean, I don't know if you've heard of him, he's called the Hanging Judge, and he had this place down in Del Rio. He's called the only law west of the Mississippi or something like that. And I think he mostly arrested people and fined them so he could get more money. But he ran this little bar and held his court right there in that bar. And you really got the feeling, you know, my reference is from TV movies, but you really got the feeling that's what one of them old bars looks like. And the sign said that that's his actual courthouse and bar. So that was pretty neat. I've heard of that all my life. Texas has made a regular little state park out of it. It's a mile or two off the freeway, but it's an easy road to get to, and it's certainly, they got a nice visitor center. It's certainly worth stopping in to visit. And then we headed on down to Del Rio. You can see them clouds were just as beautiful as they look there. That's not enhanced at all. We ran into another border patrol. We hit a border patrol maybe 4 or 5 times while we were in South Texas. About every road that comes close to old Mexico, about 50 miles up the road, they'll have one of these border patrols. And these dogs, man, they are just trained instruments. They're awesome what they get them to do. And you can tell everybody's pretty serious. There's not a whole lot of laughing and joking going on. But all they ask us every time is, are you both American citizens? And Pearl says yeah, and then they say go on. And that's it. I guess we passed the dog test. This guy over here on the right, I'm thinking he may not have passed the dog test. Looks like they're going after him pretty good. So after the border check, we went another, I'm not sure what it was. I think it's total around 600 miles from Harlingen up to Big Bend National Park. But we stayed down at what's it called, Rio Grande Village. There's a group of hookups on kind of a cement pad there. Yeah, like a parking lot. I think there's maybe 12 or 20 full hookups. That was full. And then they have here where they got like 100 sites, and 60 or 70 of them you can run a generator in. None of them have water or sewer or electricity. But then the other 30 or 40 is on the group just in front of us, just on the other side of that little crossroad there, and you can't run a generator in there. That's kind of a quiet zone. So we got an awesome spot. We reserved it, and it's nice and big right there. The road in front of us there, that's the divider line from generators and no generators. That's bear traps there. They got bears, a couple of animals that they warned you of. A coyote came through our camp twice. Down here at Rio Grande Village, where we the second in the bottom part, eastern part of Big Bend, there's a couple of hiking trails, and we took advantage of them. They're beautiful. And they wasn't super crowded out on the trails. We'd pass one or two couples, but not a lot. And then as you get close to the river, a couple times we found these, walking sticks and trinkets that they would sell. They just kind of set them there, and they'd put a jar. One place had like a quart ginger ale jar that you could put your money in. The walking sticks all had prices on them. And another place is all set up on a rock, and you could look across the river. There was no Mexicans there that was selling it, that owned it. It was just an honor system deal. Across the river, you could see kind of a headquarters. They had 3 or 4 horses and 5 or 6 guys, and they had a boat that at that part of the river is a little wider than you see here. And there's the trinkets. And the trinkets are like $7 there, and the canes are $10 to $20. You put your money in that green 7-Up bottle. And I don't know if they would come over. We never saw money in any of the containers. So I don't know if they came over when they saw you walking away, or somebody was hiding out behind the bushes somewhere, or if they just come over once a day. I don't know. But they got a pretty good system. There's a border crossing just a mile or 2 away from here, and to get across, you go through a regular checkpoint. There's the horses and the guys waiting in their little boat. To get across the border, you go through the checkpoint, and then a boat comes across and rows you over for $5 and rows you back for free. And then you can ride a horse into the village for another $5, and then your ride back is free. So here's our position again. I'm going to be quiet. This is kind of let you see the generator. You can hear it here, but it's not super loud. We've got a Genturi on the coach that hooks up to the generator exhaust and funnels the noise and the generator sound up. So now we're 20 feet from the coach. You can start to hear it pretty good. So with the Genturi running on the other side of the coach, you can barely hear the generator. And we parked so our door faced to the north, so we had a nice shady spot all afternoon. And then once a day we'd load up and go up to the store. That's where you can get your internet. And you can see we had plenty of company, people parking in their cars and getting on the internet, getting their email and seeing what's going on. From our place, we are down here at Rio Grande Village, and it's about 20 miles up here to Panther Junction, and then it's 10 miles down there to Chisos Basin. And Chisos Basin has got a motel, it's got a great restaurant. The food is super good, and that's why we went up there to have lunch. And the campground, it says if your trailer is more than 20 feet long, or if your motorhome is more than 24 feet long, don't try to get up the road. There's some pretty good switchbacks. So it's for small campgrounds, and I think there's only like 30 campsites there. But they have a lot more hiking trails. You're a little farther from the river, but apparently you have some beautiful, you can see it's up like 2,000 feet above the Rio Grande Village and the rest of Big Bend. So it's cooler. In the summertime, it's way more favored. And they have a store, restaurant, campground, and the food is just excellent. We ordered hamburgers because we wasn't sure how good it would be, but looking at the other food people ordered, it's pretty quality meals. And it kind of just emptied out while we was there before I got the camera out. All those window tables were full, and so I was leery of taking pictures with people think I was filming them, but a whole bunch of people left at once, and so I figured it's okay. There's my little baby. And I'm just learning and practicing how to do some star videos. It's the nighttime filming, so I'm gonna be doing some more of this. So hope you enjoyed the Del Rio video. And like I say, we're back at Medina Lake. And now I can fly the drone again. You couldn't fly it in Del Rio. And Pearl's working with Tinker. They've got 4 or 5 little tricks they're doing. They're getting pretty good at it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. Give it a thumbs up. We're getting up close to 2,000 viewers, which for us it's kind of a surprise. I never thought we'd get 1,000. So I'm not really sure why people are subscribing, but I appreciate it. And and our Amazon link is coming. I don't know who's buying stuff, but whoever it is, thank you very much. We've got enough. We're gonna buy a couple of bottles of wine, I think, off of what we've made so far. It's pretty neat every day to get up and kind of see what's there. Usually it's like nothing, or $1.50 or $2, but the other day we had $6 come across it. That was a big deal. So we very much appreciate it. I mean, if like my sister does it a little bit, and I can tell it's kind of a pain to go to that extra link of clinking on it, and if it's too much trouble, fine and dandy, but we certainly do appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave your comments. And we'll see you guys. We're going to be doing a lot of Texas parks. We're going up to the lakes up around Dallas and stuff, and then we're heading out to Missouri. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I gotta have one. Tinker. Stick 'em up. Stick 'em up. Bang! Bang! Good girl.